Howdy do, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit Professional Dipshit, and let's get right into it. So, some terminally online dipshit decided to make an improvised explosive device, a VBED, a vehicular improvised explosive device, and detonate it at, of all things, a fertility clinic. Now, this guy has, I don't know if this is the real guy, but this audio that's been uploaded on the internet, we're going to listen to a minute 38 seconds of this because that's all we're going to give this guy. This guy, in the last moments of his life, goes on a 30-minute tirade about social media and how his opinion's being censored and how he can't say things. So this guy is a very destiny. He's one of these 180 IQ narcissists who thinks he's his farts don't stink. He's so much smarter than everyone else. And so this guy who ridicules everyone as retarded, he says this, and we'll get to the audio here in a second. Suicide bombs a clinic of all things, but enough of that. Let's get to what you're here for, what this guy sounds like. And he sounds exactly how you think he would.
Okay, so I figured I would just make a recording explaining why I've decided to bomb an IVF building.
No one cares. You're scum. You're filth. In the last few months of your life, you decided to suicide car bomb a clinic, an IVF clinic that brings life into this world, that brings joy to people, to bring life into this world. If I was a guessing man, this guy probably a top tier Redditor, probably an atheist or agnostic, and probably hates religious people. That's the vibe I'm getting. So he's probably already demonically possessed, because anyone who targets any institution that brings life into this world and that brings joy and happiness to willing couples who want to experience that and bring love into this world and to other people, it's just absurd. And again, this is just a minute 38. This guy, the original video for this, or the long file, will be in the link in the description still, if it's still available. It's 30 minutes of him just going on a narcissistic tirade. You already hear how this guy sounds, but I'll shut up.
Or clinic. Basically, it just comes down to I'm angry that I exist.
So you couldn't just find a bridge and do double gainer off it, or you couldn't dip your gun barrel in like chocolate syrup and be like, oh, right? Which would only be canceling yourself out. You decided in the last act of your life to commit terrorism because you hate existing. And again, this guy's going to call everyone else retarded when ironic.
In that, nobody got my consent to bring me here. And I know what you're going to say. How could we have got your consent? Because you didn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Exactly the point. There's no way you can get consent to bring someone here, so don't fucking do it, right? If you're gonna try to say something really fucking retarded, like, well, since you don't exist, you don't have a consent status, and therefore we don't have to get consent. This really isn't any different from saying, oh, well, the girl's unconscious, so I can't.
This guy is antiquating childbearing and rearing with rape. That's how mentally sludged this guy is. Again, this guy, he probably loves the sound of his own voice. He probably thinks he's so fucking smarter than everyone else. Which, contraire.
I can't get her consent to.
Why does this guy sound like Destiny?
Have sex with her, so therefore it's okay because I can't. There's no way to even ask for the consent, right? So, I mean, if you actually think that's a good argument against what I've said, right, you're absolutely retarded. Your brain, it's very childish and retarded, right? And before you say, ooh, that's ad hominem, I said the word retard. No, I made an argument, and then I called you a retard, fucker. So it's not ad hominem. Ad hominem is when someone just...
I get kind of a feeling that my gaydar is telling this guy might be lighting the loafers. Because how could you hate people having children, let alone targeting IVF clinic? It's very sussy to me.
Just name calls, and that's it. That's what ad hominem is, fuckhead. Ah, you people are some of you mother.
This original file is 30 minutes. Does he leave any kind words or any form of new thought? You know, usually when crazy motherfuckers do something stupid and harm innocent people, they have a manifesto that at least kind of explains the madness, right? This original file is 30 minutes of him bitching and complaining that he's being censored, or because he can't get his shitty fucking opinion out on X. Because more than likely, it was probably some fanatical, unhinged shit. And that's why he decided to do this. He decided to injure 8 people. And quite frankly, in my opinion, and again, I'm not God. I don't decide where his mercy ends and begins. But this guy, his last moments on this earth was injuring 8 people. And idealistically, I hope he's shaking hands with Satan in hell. I'm trying to understand a madman, so let's just shelve that.
Motherfuckers are just too fucking stupid. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Anyways,
Coming from a dude who failed in a suicide bombing attempt. And by the grace of God, no one died. And interestingly enough, the IVF clinic, it's just superficial damage. The eggs or sperm or whatever they hold there is like intact and still fine. So this guy's final moments of hatred, of demonically possessed hatred, couldn't even harm it. So either by act or grace of God, if you believe it, only 8 people were injured so far. Hopefully no one was killed. But as of reading that article, only 8 people injured, and everything else, the important stuff in the building and employees are fine.
So yes, the point is obviously you get people's consent to bring them here, so don't do it. It's that fucking simple, right? This is not complicated logic. This is
Not complicated. Okay, Lucifer. But yeah, that's fuck this guy. If his name is released, let's hopefully his name doesn't get released, because people like this with mass shooters, their names should not be remembered. They should not revered, and this guy's going to be forgotten. So for whatever illusions of grandeur this last moments this shithead did, let's just say hypothetically, let's say this guy wanted to kill himself, and to do it in a immaculate fashion, right? I mean, you know how many like sex offenders and like predators there are in this world? Some of these guys are reported. They have to report where they live. Like their locations are put on maps. So, although I'm not encouraging violence, this guy could have at least committed this event against people. That's all we're gonna say there. It's gonna get us in trouble, but yeah, just like lone lunatics and demonically possessed people, this guy, again, probably agnostic, atheist, if I had to guess, probably on SSRIs, because he even sounds like zooted, if that makes any sense. But yeah, in my humble opinion, this guy's name should be forgotten, and I hope that this 30-minute file of this guy's like last rant against living is deleted as well, because this guy doesn't even deserve to be remembered, and he hurt 8 innocent people, and it's just absurd. I know we try to like make reason out of these guys, but what an abhorrent piece of shit, and that's what he'll be remembered for, if people even remember him. Rest in piss, dude. And anyways, it's my opinion on that. Hopefully you found this interesting. Of course, if you want to subjugate yourself to this retard's 30 minutes last will and testament, you can. I wouldn't advise it, because again, it's just 30 minutes of him like bitching, pissing, and moaning with first world problems. It's not like he had terminal cancer and there was a series of things that happened to him to lead to him to do something crazy. No. This guy's just mentally unhinged, probably demonically possessed, and that's it. That's a wrap. And hopefully you found this interesting. Dislike, share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.